Sports Show is on the air. Sid Hartman, you look like you're making some last-minute adjustments there. You okay?
I'm fine.
Okay, just making sure. Welcome to the program.
Good days, bad days. That's what happens when you get this old.
You don't have to be that old to have good days and bad days, brother. Let me tell you.
At least you got the ability to have good days and bad days.
That's right, man. At least
we
you
all
got
want
good days
that.
and bad days.
Yeah.
George
Right?
Bernard
We wanna
Shaw
get there.
said on the occasion of his 90th birthday, how you feeling? Considering the alternative, fine.
Pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah. And people ask me, they say, how's Sid Hartman doing?
Yeah, I know. They got nothing else to talk about if they're doing that.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a very
I
good
guess
point.
the skipper was a little upset with
The skipper
Ricky
was a little upset today,
Nolasco
man.
after the game. He pretty well announced that Ricky's not going to make his next start.
And somebody said, is he injured and not telling you? And Gardy said, no, I think it's just blankety pitching.
But Nolasco said on
That he was
TV that he says, you know, you get those good
days, bad days, like Sid,
yeah.
And I just be ready. I'll be ready to go when my next start's 5 days.
Yeah.
We're waiting.
Now with the manager on
Not
the
anymore,
at this
yeah.
point.
I believe they're going to let him fester for about 10 days and then break him out again after the All-Star break. But they're not going to start him in Colorado. They don't want to put up with that mess.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Dodgers probably knew what they were doing when they didn't re-sign that, what's his name?
The guy we're just talking
Nolasco.
about? Nolasco.
Yeah.
We're just talking about
He's
him.
terrible.
Well, he's been terrible. His ERA is 5.90 now, and he gives you, last time he went 6, and they almost had a parade for him. So it's his breaking ball's terrible. He's got to throw his fastball and forget that breaking ball, and I don't know. He's got to have some sinkage, but boy, it's been brutal.
A veteran team, man. He threw the fastball at 88. I guess he was only 87 or 88 today. And
Yeah,
my
I don't
gosh,
know where's that.
Teixeira and Ellsbury
He's
are
supposed
gonna-
to throw 92. you know.
Yeah, there's a big difference between 92 and 87.
Yeah, wow.
Louis, we got a mess over there again.
Well, I don't want to call it a mess. They
It's
came
a
back with
mess.
they came back with 7 runs, and they just gave
I'm
up
talking
too
about
many.
Overall,
Yeah.
you're talking about a last place team again.
Well, maybe after the break they'll come back and play better.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
You got it.
I don't know.
I want them to do better. I just want them to do better.
I look and see they're fighting the White Sox, the Rangers, and Houston for the worst record in the American League, and I like our chances.
Houston's really improved this year.
Houston's got this kid that he called up in May, and he's got 17 home runs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sprinter. He
Yeah.
should be in the home run derby at the
Target field.
Target Field. Yeah.
Yankees will probably make some deals. They're going to pick somebody up. I was talking to some of the guys with the Yankees that know what's going on. Pick up some hitters so they can score some runs. I don't think the Twins are going to do
Well,
that.
that goes
They got rid of
Soriano. And
Soriano.
Sabathia looks like he might not be helping them much.
They got rid of Soriano and gave up virtually nobody for Brandon McCarthy from Arizona today. So they get rid of Soriano. They weren't even paying Soriano. The Cubs were paying him most
Yeah.
of the money, and they still got rid of him.
They dropped a popper and then
How
missed
about
runners today.
How about his fielding yesterday?
that?
Oh yes.
Consecutive.
My God. And the worst part is they give him hits. How do you in Sandlot baseball you get errors?
Yeah, I know
In
what
the
you
major league, your glove touches, they give you a hit. I can't
Well,
believe
it's,
it.
Billy Bean got a bunch of no names, and
They ain't no names anymore if you follow baseball, but
he knows
Samardzija
what he's
today.
doing.
yeah.
Year in, year out there, they come up with a pretty good club. They lose as many free agents as anybody, but he seemed to replace them.
Well,
They made-
Samardzija, they traded for him yesterday, pitched him today.
Yeah.
Got named to the National League All-Star team, and they said, sorry, son, you're in the
Yeah.
American League, so he doesn't get to go to the All-Star game.
So that's not the first time that's ever happened,
No.
I'm sure, but usually because it's the trade deadlines later, it doesn't conflict.
Yes.
But that's the rule, huh?
Yeah, he got named. The players had already voted him onto the All-Star team. So they announced him as an All-Star today, but he's in the other leagues.
They should let him play for the other league. The All-Star game. That would be fun.
All Louis thinking about his general manager is
That's
whether
right.
he's a bonus or not
Yeah,
for that,
that's
right?
right.
What twin made the All-Star team?
Two did.
Suzuki, who was going to make it, and Perkins, which is that's kind of how he made it, and the guy from Boston, Uehara, didn't. I haven't quite figured that one out.
Don't you think that's a hometown, though?
Yeah, it
deal?
probably is. And you know what? There'll be about 5 replacements named. So, a lot of replacements end up getting named because there's, the pitchers who start on Sunday don't
Right.
don't pitch, so they replace them. And then there's always a couple of guys who say they're hurt. Edwin Edwin Encarnacion's hurt. So
Yeah. Well, Louis, what would you do with this team, though? They're on the verge of becoming sellers again.
Well, you could be selling some of the players, but at the same time,
I don't know who you can sell, but
well, anything you can get. If you get draft choices back, you got to try and build
yeah,
it.
you don't do that there. The baseball don't let you trade them though.
Well, then
Don't
you got to hang on.
No, that's the thing. I got to keep
You
people
got to hang
telling
on
me
to the steering wheel and hold up till
Yeah.
your young players
they
come
got
along.
nobody that anybody wants.
How much
Unless you want to trade Perky.
That's it.
Well,
Perkins would be about the only guy, or Suzuki down the stretch, that you could trade right now. Maybe Willingham.
you think they'd sign him pretty soon to a contract?
Who?
They don't have any other
Suzuki.
catchers in
Suzuki?
the
Yeah,
system.
yeah.
Would you trade Willingham?
Huh?
Would you trade Willingham?
For you.
Who wants him?
Don't know.
That's the problem. Nobody wants.
No, big bopper down the stretch. Take a break, come back, stay with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. And Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing.
Quality. It's the result of shared values. The joy found in an honest day's work. Respect for true American craftsmanship and the need, not the want, to get things right. It's the result of remembering your roots, being forever humbled by how far you've traveled and forever hungry to push on further. Quality is a result. Quality is who we are. Cambria. Family owned, American made.
It's Family Leisure's big 4th of July sale. Cool off in a new pool, only $6.99 complete. Patio furniture, Pollywood, wicker, gas, sling, and more. Spas and hot tubs at guaranteed lowest prices. Save hundreds on outdoor play gyms. 4th of July sale, 4 days only. Family Leisure.
You guys coming to my barbecue? Steve's BBQ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna be a blowout. Is this right? Oh, hey, guys. Applewood pulled pork. Delicious.
Subway is bringing big barbecue flavor with the sweet and smoky Applewood pulled pork, slow cooked to tender perfection. Summer's gotta have it. Subway, eat fresh.
Sweet barbecue, Steve.
Sweet short, Sally.
Greendale's most eligible student.
I can get dates anytime I want.
When he turns on the charm, he's in a class by himself.
You are a textbook narcissist.
I'm an exceptional narcissist.
Community. Tomorrow at 9 and 9:30.
Audi A4 drivers have spoken. And they rank the A4 highest in total quality index in its class. Experience the new Audi A4 at your local dealer today.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer, your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Looking for a nice, big, juicy rack of ribs?
Fabulous chops, huge steaks, and the Buddy Bowl? Then J.D. Hoyt's is the place for you. Hoyt's opened in 1983, and Mike Andrews and his partner John White have kept this Minnesota tradition at the top of the food chain. Managing owner Pat Montague gives us a tour.
At J.D. Hoyt's, enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, great food, friendly service,
private dining room, second to none happy hour, and great outdoor dining. Just blocks from the new ballpark.
Located at 394 in North Washington. Locally owned, nationally known. Hoyts.
Locally owned, nationally owned, J.D. Hoyt's on your way to a ball game coming downtown for the All-Star festivities. Stop on by J.D. Hoyt's today. You talked to Joe Mauer today.
Yeah.
What did he say about his season and the
he's
frustration
kinda-
that goes with it? What did you ask him about?
I talked to him about the All-Star games mostly.
Mostly the All-Star games?
Yeah, mostly how much he enjoyed it, and how unhappy he is. Finally, the All-Star game is here, a local team, and you're not going to be able to play. So he's very unhappy about that.
Yeah.
You like to
Well,
play?
he wasn't going to. They weren't going to have the guts to put him on the team anyway, I don't think.
At that position, that'd be a big stretch.
No, God, some of the first basemen they have, no way.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's. I'm sure he's frustrated with the season he's having.
Well, yeah, and we were talking a little bit during the break. Louis, this was the worst case scenario in terms of teams losing, huge contract. He's now playing first base. He's not a Gold Glove catcher. You can't move him, even if he wanted to, even if he waived his no trade.
Well, I think in baseball you get the ability to pay part of the contract. You'd have to eat a
Can't
lot
you
of
do
money.
that in other sports? Or?
No, well, NHL just started letting you this year. You never could do that before. And because you have the cap system, but baseball, they've been able to do it for a long time. Maybe somebody would take part of it. I don't see him going anywhere anyway. Just hopefully he gets healthy. A oblique problem couldn't go a lot longer than people think. You've seen him in other sports, and people seem to get better, and then they don't get better, and next thing you know, they need an operation for a long time.
He's a fast healer.
Well, you're going to have to be real fast because season's going quickly.
That was supposed to be a
Yeah,
smart
I
aleck.
know. I know.
and the Minnesota Wild do what we thought they would do and get Thomas Vanek.
That was a great pickup, and that really tells you something about the kid because he turned down tons of money where he could have gone other places.
Yeah, it tells you he's henpecked.
Well, he's made a lot of money in the past, and when you stop to think about it, it's tough traveling around. And from city to city, he played 3 teams last year, and his family's not with him. I actually told a guy one time when I was buying him out, and I said, I got to buy you out. I can't do anything about it, but I got to get you off my payroll. And he said, I won't take it. I said, yeah, you'll take it. He says, no, I won't. I said, you'll take it. Otherwise, I'm moving you to a different team every week of the year, and your wife's not going to like it.
You mean they're a minor league team?
Yeah. And so, because, it's tough on guys to leave their families like that. And he wanted to come back here, and I'm glad that they were able to get a deal done.
I talked to him at the game where you threw out the first ball, and then I had him on the radio today. He said the coach made a big impression on him when he met with him. He says that was the selling point.
The main thing is he must have made a big impression on the coach because they had to decide whether to sign him or not. And that's why Fletcher had talk to him because he wanted to determine what his work ethic was like and if he was going to fit in. And obviously, was very happy about it. And so it's a great deal that they made.
What are they? Where's he play? Second line, or they put him?
Well, you don't
tell
count.
him to go play right wing, and
No, he likes playing left wing. He likes playing left wing,
so does
and it's
Brady
better
also.
for him to play left wing.
Okay.
Because you already got Palmerville and Coyle on the right side.
Okay.
On the other two, and you got Parisi as one left winger, so that's going to fit in perfectly.
Well, he's got to play.
They'll
with
start off.
Palmerville. He's got to play with Palmerville because they're
Yeah,
friends.
and they got Koivu in the middle. They'll start out probably with Koivu and Coyle because Coyle will get the puck out of the corner. He's a great player along the boards. They'll probably start that line, especially since Palmerville, Parisi, and Granlund were so successful last year.
I bet he's going to sell a lot of tickets. I bet they sold a lot of season tickets.
I was going to say,
announce him.
Patrick, it's a clear, the Vikings are always going to be number 1, but it's a real clear number 2 right now. It's the Wild.
Yeah, I would say so. It probably is. People feel real good about them, and.
But they're in the division of death there, right? It's going to be tough to make the playoffs, even with all they got. If you look at who improved the most during the draft, it was all the teams in their division
Somebody,
and
a
the West
hockey
Conference.
person told me that if they were the Wild, they would have made a bigger effort to sign Ryan Miller, given that he was only $2 million a year. Would you have made a bigger effort to sign Ryan Miller?
Well, they got 3. I'm not sold on Ryan Miller at this stage of his career. Your other hockey person might be, and that's why I wasn't surprised he got traded from Buffalo, and I wasn't surprised that to St. Louis, and I wasn't surprised St. Louis let him go. And I think he's still a good goaltender, but is he much better than what you got? I don't think so if they're healthy. I think that the guys he got are as good as Miller right now.
Were you surprised that Willie Mitchell ended up going for over $8 million? Because I think they had him slotted in a different slot, and they thought they'd get him for sure.
Very surprised. You got $8.5 million for 2 years. Florida had to pay to get up to the bottom of the cap. You know, they had to get to the basement, so they gave up a lot of money. They got a lot of young guys there. So
the hockey team's making money now.
Yeah,
it seems to me there was more free agents signed for big bucks than many years in the past.
Yeah, you're right. But still, some of them are going to lose money. They signed over $500 million of contracts on July 1st and 2nd, but there are going to be a number of teams losing money. Hockey is making more money. They've got more revenues from merchandising, TV, broadcast, all the other advertising, etc., but they still need a lot more.
Take a break, come back. Sports Show, stay with us.
Attention, please get a pencil. Announcing a hearing breakthrough, a microchip that is so small it can fit on the head of a pin, worn hidden entirely in your ear canal, making you hear clear as a bell. And it's proudly made in the USA. Do you feel left out of conversations? Is it difficult to hear words in noisy environments? Do others say that you listen to the TV or radio too loudly? Do you feel like a bother to others due to your problems hearing? If you answered yes, you may qualify for this new chip in the ear. Only 50 participants are needed to try this microchip, so get a pencil. Call now to see if you qualify. This revolutionary chip actually mimics the natural sound selection of the human ear. With multi-core microprocessors, technology used in the most advanced computers, sounds are analyzed and classified each millisecond, controlling noise and making speech clear. Do not wait. Call now to see if you qualify to wear this revolutionary new microchip.
Evidence that proves my dad's a space alien. He speaks a weird language. Drinks green stuff. He says he's from Albuquerque. I'm not buying it. I mean, just look at him. And one more thing. He has a spaceship. The evidence doesn't lie. My dad's an alien.
The highly advanced Audi A6, named to car and drivers 10 best. Experience exceptional value on the Audi A6 at your local dealer today.
Howdy, stop on by, see Charlie and the gang right off of 394 and General Mills Boulevard, driving A8, see what it feels like to go in comfort and style. Audi, TwinCitiesAudiDealers.com today. Welcome back to the Sports Show. Why so much activity in the NHL on the first day of free agency? In the NBA, nothing.
I don't know. Like I was just saying earlier, normally you don't see that many big free agent signings for big money. The opening day of free agency, National Hockey League has changed. And like he says, they got other income. They got the NBC deal, and they got some other stuff going that they didn't have before. I think the Olympics has helped them a great deal.
Has helped what? Hockey?
I think that the salary cap in the NHL is much less complicated.
Sure seems like it, doesn't
you
it?
just have a
like
salary
everybody
cap.
knows
You
right where
have
they
a
are.
salary cap. NBA, you have bird rights and mid-level exceptions, and you can exceed the cap, but then you can't. And then if you exceed it, so then you get to the other the other area where you have to pay double, and you get over it. I don't think that a team of trained mathematicians can figure out the NBA salary cap.
and the
I
other
think
thing
that's
is,
complicated. Plus, the amount of money people are looking. I think the NHL guys roughly know what they're worth on the outside. The NBA, they all start off saying, "I want the max," and work their way down.
And you got to get the first big name signed too, so then everybody else knows what's available. You got to get James signed or Anthony signed, so you can work from there. What would you do if you're the Timberwolves, though, Louis?
Well,
I don't see them extending any big
First thing,
offers.
I still think they got to get rid of Love.
Find out what. How can you go recruit a free agent when you don't know who he's playing for?
So the free agents know who's going to be here. Sid's right. You said they'll probably stay here for the year or till the trade deadline. He probably will.
That'll be fun.
I don't think so.
Taylor told me that the Lakers will pay $50 million in revenue sharing this year.
This year?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you.
Again, Anthony.
Let me tell you, the Maple Leafs, I think, are going to pay $27.5 million in hockey too.
In revenue sharing?
In revenue sharing.
They make that much, huh?
Yeah. They make more than the Lakers.
The Yankees
They
last
do?
week.
Yes.
The Yankees last week signed $13 million worth of international free agents from the Dominican, and have to pay, just off that, have to pay 10 or 11 million. Because they were only supposed to be able to spend like 2.8. So every dollar you spend over that, you got to throw it into revenue sharing. But baseball, they don't care. Boom, let's go.
No, they got 2 in their rotation. They got a network that's, they know what the numbers are on that network because you got cable subscribers.
Revenue sharing, the Twins are playing some 25 million or something like that.
They've been paying in. I bet they don't pay in that much next year though, because the last year was. It's always based on a year earlier, so they'll be paying a lot less with attendance going down.
How about the Timberwolves? How much do they get?
I don't know. They don't get much, but in baseball, Tampa makes more money than a lot of clubs. So does Miami.
Oakland.
From the revenue sharing.
Well, Oakland just signed a 10-year lease with the Coliseum.
But there's complications in that.
What does that mean? You mean if they build a new stadium, they can leave?
The game plan is to retrofit the Coliseum for the Raiders.
Yeah.
To redo that and to build a baseball park downtown Oakland on the bay.
So all they've done is lock them up, basically, to keep them open.
Yeah, it's part of a master plan, but unfortunately the city of Oakland isn't exactly flush with money, so we'll have to find out what happens.
Louis, what's your take on Billy Beane, the way he runs the A's?
I think he's done an unbelievable job. He can, as Sid says earlier, he loses more free agents than anybody, and he continually comes up with good teams.
It's not just losing free agents, he trades guys, it seems like, at the right time.
He does. He doesn't fall in love with players, which is good.
No, he doesn't.
You know, he never waits to trade them at the top.
Well, what's interesting is they're going for it this year. They got the best team in the league, so they went out and traded for 2 starting pitchers and gave up one of the 5th best prospect in baseball. So.
Well, people say Houston's going to find a way to get Love. I don't know if that'll happen.
That's interesting.
Okay, here's the
Maybe
other.
Kevin wants
let me just throw this out there. It's the other interesting tidbit here that nobody's mentioned. Kevin Love and Kevin McHale are like this. He very much admires him.
Yeah.
So what advice do you think Kevin McHale gave Kevin Love about staying with the Timberwolves if they ever had a conversation?
I can't give
And let me add to that. Kevin McHale and Flip Saunders do not see eye to eye since he fired him. So how do you think that's all going?
I don't know. They found a way to sign that guy from the Lakers.
Dwight Howard.
Huh?
Dwight Howard.
Yeah. Now they claim to find a way to sign Love. I don't know. That's what the couple.
I don't know what they have to give you in return, though. If you
I don't either. They had a bunch of guys, but I mean, they're not going to give you Harden or Howard, right? So now you got Love.
No.
They'd have a heck of a team if they got that deal done.
But they got I talked to some agent who was a good source for me, and he said they'll have to get rid of one player who's pretty good. Houston will. I don't
Not
know.
Harden.
I know who that'll
Parsons,
be. I forgot.
Well, who cares? If you got Love and Howard and Harden, doesn't matter who the other 12 guys are on the team. You know?
I think it'll just pop, don't you, out of nowhere?
One day, boom, it'll be done.
Out of nowhere, same like it happened last year with a couple of years ago. Well, the Chris Paul thing got complicated, but the trades now are happening in August instead of around right away.
What's interesting is what's going to happen to those 3 guys with Miami.
Yeah, where are they going to go?
Huh?
Yeah, that's right. Where are they going to go?
I don't know what Wade's value is. I can't imagine there's that much left there. Bosch and James is different. But that affects everybody else. Yeah, you're right. Take a break, come back, stay with us.
If you guys could go on a free shopping spree anywhere, where would you go? I'd go to the grocery store. Pizza, ice cream. I'd go shop for clothes. You know where I go? I'd go to Ticket King. Ticket King! At Ticket King, you can buy great seats for the Vikings, Christian Ponder, the Wild, Zach Parise, the Timberwolves, Ricky Rubio, and of course the Twins. We love the Twins. Yep, this is where I go. Vikings, Twins, Wild, Timberwolves, Gophers, theater, and concerts too. Justin Bieber! Hey, I like him first. For details, go to TicketKingOnline.com. Any ticket, anytime, anywhere. It's the real thing. It's Ticket King. Right, Dad?
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's for sure.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Responsive, reliable, reassuring. Beacon Bank with Bob Weiss and his crew. Stop on by, get a partner for your business and a partner in life. They're there for you because they've been there for a long time and they're not going anywhere. Welcome back to the Sports Show. University of Minnesota, you had an interesting column today about the University of Minnesota having trouble raising money.
They're not the only ones that's having trouble raising money. I mean, some guys who seem to know what they're talking about claim that when Dayton put that income tax on all those rich guys, that would be the money they would give for University of Minnesota. And a lot of people that gave money for that stadium aren't ready to give them money for the...
I got to think, who could we talk to
Who
about
could
this
we
to
ask
find
about
out? Who
this?
would we ask? Who would we ask?
Actually, some of the people where they had a problem, some of the people that have left the state that are claiming, say, Florida or Arizona residency, and they were told if they were giving
back
to charities in Minnesota, that would make them Minnesota residents if they did too much of it.
They're watching it
so
real
they
close
quit
now,
giving,
right?
like you said, they quit giving money back to some of the charities.
they watch
but
like-
now there's been such, an uproar about it. Some of the charities have gone to the state, and I think they're loosening that up or allowing guys that are not residents of Minnesota anymore to give money to charities in Minnesota and not be considered
So
Minnesota
these guys
residents.
you're calling on are going to give money to Florida State pretty soon. They're
Yeah, exactly. That's
well,
what I'm
good
saying.
does that do us?
Those
It doesn't
Naval
do us
guys
any
will
good.
give them the Florida Golf Coast.
Yeah, all of a sudden Florida Golf Coast will have a new arena.
They come out
We'll
of
be
no
sitting
place,
up here in
yeah.
Williams Arena.
Yeah.
We'll have a practice facility down.
We gotta make sure that even if you're not a resident of Minnesota, giving back to charities in Minnesota doesn't affect your status as being a resident.
So what are they trying to do over there to get Jeff Jones in now? Get him in enough easy summer schools
Well,
so he
I
can
don't know
raise
that.
the grade
I'll
point?
be honest with you. I've never thought that he's Mr. Football and all that stuff in the state, but I never thought that they had some grandiose plan that he was going to be a real difference maker right away. Anyway, so if he plays or goes to a junior college, I don't know if it matters. They got a connection with Iowa Western there if they want to send him somewhere. But
Plus, aren't we hot to trot about Berkeley Edwards?
yeah, exactly. So I don't think that they've ever been. What happened with the World Cup there, Patrick? Belgium beat the U.S. and what did we find out about soccer?
What
and
we
what would
found
be its
out is
long-lasting effect?
What we found out is that every sports team would like to have soccer fans as their fans because the U.S. won 1 out of 4 and they were heroes
1 out of
for
4.
life.
Yep.
We had parades for them. It was the most courageous team in the history
Isn't
of
that
sports.
something? They're 1, 2, and 1.
Yep. I don't know. Plus the Belgium game, they didn't try to do anything for 90 minutes. They were, until the other team scored, they didn't do anything. So.
Here's the part they don't get. The Netherlands and Costa Rica, 0-0.
Yeah.
Penalty minutes they give you.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's
hard to follow.
I just don't like the way they determine a winner if the game's tied.
That's what I'm saying.
I just don't. Yeah.
But
You can't keep playing.
But you got to make the penalty kick more difficult. Now, I was complaining on Twitter, and somebody suggested to me they should blindfold them. So that might be a better idea.
World Cup made soccer be more successful in Minnesota.
Every 4 years, we're going to love the World Cup. But yeah, I think it'll help get an MLS team.
I think the bigger thing is soccer, and then how many kids quit playing football and start playing another sport at the same time.
I think it's the 28-year-old craft brew crowd that has adopted
if you can get
soccer.
That's a
See you
good
back
group
here
to
next
have.
week, everybody.
Because they got nothing.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. And Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing.